Nancy Taylor here, and you are catching a video all about VIPKid. This is an honest review of VIPKid. And it's not just my personal own opinion, because Jack's over here, FYI. We know that I'm a big cheerleader for VIPKid. I think I'm a little bit biased just because I've had such a positive experience with VIPKid. And I wanted to get an honest review, so I reached out to all my referrals, all those in my teacher group. And I'll leave those both linked below if you're interested in joining those Facebook groups. One is just for referrals, the other one is for any VIPKid teacher. And I reached out and I had them fill out a survey monkey to get their feedback on pros and cons to VIPKid, their honest opinion on their experience. He's just unloading my drawers. Alright, so we're going to get started right into the review. I hope that maybe you're looking into VIPKid and this video can help you out. Maybe you are a current teacher and you're curious what other people are struggling with, what are things that are going really well for them. Oh, please bless, he doesn't tip over the light. Okay, so we're going to go over that review. But first of all, do you want to say hi to Jack? We gotta teach you guys a trick. He's almost a year and a half. When I can't get him to change his diaper, I'll do this. Watch. Jack. He comes for the big treat every time. I used to do that to my dog. I'm like, Jack, come over here. Let's change your diaper. Come here, come here. And then I'll just, Jack. I have nothing and he hasn't learned. He still goes for it. Is that good? Is that good? It was so good. I'm still as drooly as I was a year ago. Turns out, he doesn't want to leave mom. Okay, so I surveyed, there were 74 people who responded to the survey. And we're going to go over what they said. So number one, I asked if they would refer others or recommend, that's how I said it. Would you recommend VIPKid to other people? And let's see what the percentage. This was eye-opening for me because I told you I'm Team VIPKid, so I thought this was a great, honest review. There were 68% that would recommend it. 68%. I think that's still great, but there's always room for progress, right? There's always room to do more things. I have to tell you the analogy I thought of with VIPKid. So I am a mother of two. I have a 1-year-old and I have a 3-year-old, and it is probably my favorite job on the planet. I think I will look back after this life and just think, that was the season of my life that I love the most. That was a time when I had little ones that were just relying on me. I think the role of a mother would be my biggest accomplishment. And then I kind of think of that like with VIPKid. I think that it's such a huge accomplishment. It's something that I really love and I pour a lot of my soul and my brain power, my energy into it. But motherhood is hard. There are days when I am hiding in my closet because my kids are screaming and my husband's been gone for 4 days. There are days when I am learning patience, and even though it's a hard lesson to learn, I'm learning how to respond with love, and that's something that I'm learning, and it's hard. It's hard to learn those lessons. And just like VIPKid, there's some things that are hard, there's some cons, there's some things that, days that don't always go the best, and that's why it's important to have an honest review on the pros and cons, because it's not always going to be the best day ever, always the best. Yes, everything's great. There's going to be some times that are not so hot, and that's what makes the high moments, the best moments, that much more enjoyable and that much better. Okay, can you go play? Okay, go play. No, you just want to be in my arms. Okay, number two, I asked how satisfied they were with VIPKid. How happy have you been with your experience? Has it been good, positive, negative? And let me read the numbers. 58%, it was very satisfied. They were very happy. 27% was somewhat. So 58, very, 27, somewhat, and then that's 15% that was not. So 15% was not happy with their experience or weren't satisfied with what happened with VIPKid. And number three, I asked, how was the application process? And 76% said great or excellent. 76%, so that's great to hear, but then 24% said it was okay or bad. And if you've done the application process, you know it's very thorough, it's very in-depth, there's a lot that you have to do. It's your training, it's everything. So I think that percentage is kind of spot on. I know that these are all my referrals, teachers that I know, so I don't know if that percentage is just like, yes, Nancy, you're the best, you helped me out. And I know that when you have a coach, if you have someone to help you out, that percentage is going to go up because it's a lot easier to do the application process with someone who's there to coach you and help you and support you, because it's a lot to take in, a lot to do, and there's confusion sometimes throughout the process. All right, number 4, I asked how their teaching experience was, and there was 84% that said great. And I love that percentage because there is so much support for teachers with workshops, with things online, with a lot of, they have forums and there's Facebook groups, so they have great support there. And I was happy to see that that percentage was so high. 16% said okay or bad. And that could be for technology issues, it could be because they are going round in circles with tickets, they're trying to respond and get some things answered by VIPKid. So I understand that there are some people that don't have smooth sailing with their application process or with their teaching. Okay, now we're going to go into the set pros and cons. I have 6 for each, and let's bring them out. Bring them out, bring them out. I have them all on whiteboards. Ta-da. I will never show the other side. Whoops, sneak peek. Just kidding. I'm just glad that Jack's entertaining himself, so let's go with it. Okay, number 1 is, and these are not in any specific order, I did put the top ones at the top 3, so just know that those were the top 3 answers that I heard. Was work from home was number 1. You get to work from home in your pajama pants or your stretch pants or no pants. Who wears no pants? I've never done that. It's like my nightmare if I'm like, I gotta run. Yeah, I wear pants every time, but they're always pajama pants, let's be honest. Number 2 is the flexibility, and it hasn't always been this way. When I started, we were required, not recommended, required to do 15 classes, 7.5 hours of work a week. That's why I would teach on vacation. That's why I would take my laptop everywhere with me, because I did not have any weeks off. So flexibility is a huge pro to VIPKid. Not every company has that, and so that's the nice thing and the pros to being a contracted job. Number 3, and this was the one I heard the most, was the kids, the students. Every time I'm in that classroom, I know this is where I need to be. It's the kids. And I can say the exact same. When I was in China, the best part of China was the students. The best part of doing VIPKid is my students, the community, the teachers I get to connect with. This is what makes lives change, is that you are able to be part of something that is bigger than yourself. And yes, it has a paycheck, yes, it helps you financially, but the biggest thing is you're changing lives. You're helping these kids learn another language, they're expanding their world, and maybe you're helping coach other teachers, and then think of how many students you can reach when you're training teachers. It's just amazing. I loved that answer, and that I heard it over and over and over. And number 4 was pay. This one came in kind of midway. I think about 50-40% said pay. So some were not happy with pay, but right there in the middle, we're happy with the pay that they have from working from home. Number 5, and this was 30%, they all came in at 30%, was community, hours, and then overall happiness. Number 6, and this is something that I wanted to mention for a pro, is that you get to teach. As a mainstream classroom teacher for 5 years, I did my lesson plans, I did my scope and sequence, I emailed all the parents a newsletter, I stayed in the classroom until 7 p.m. and came home to my husband as a newlywed like, oh my goodness, how am I going to keep this up? I was burnt out and exhausted and counting down every day till the breaks. I loved it, but it was exhausting and I was very burnt out. And the thing that was really opened up my eyes with VIPKid was that you get to teach. I don't prepare the actual curriculum. I don't have to communicate with the parents. There is someone that has those specific jobs, so that me as a teacher, I get to prepare my skills, my skill set as a teacher. How can I learn better ESL's teaching strategies, how to reach more students, how to teach this lesson to hit this learner, and building my classroom around that. I just love that I get to teach. Now we're going to go to the con list. Dun dun dun! I loved the honesty here. I wanted an honest review, and so I'm going to share it here with you on YouTube, and I hope that you can benefit from it. Leave some comments in the boxes below, and by boxes I mean the comment section. I'll open up the comments so anyone can respond, and let us know if you teach for VIPKid, what has been the best or what has been a hard thing for you. I do want you to be honest. I want you to share if you had a negative experience, why? What happened? Share with us. Okay, number 1 was the hours. So I personally love the hours, so I loved to ask this question because I wouldn't have put this as a con. So in Utah, it's 4 to 8 a.m. until I hit daylight savings, then it's 3 to 7 a.m. And then there's evening times in Utah, that's Mountain Standard Time, 7 p.m. to 8 a.m. on Friday night, all night, and Saturday all night. Now in the summer in China is different than in America, so they have July and August that they are off. And many of your students will say, yeah, July 3rd is our final test, we're ready to go. And so in the summer, you can open up evening hours as well because they're home during the day. A lot of students are on vacation, a lot of students are taking classes in hotels and different things, taking different classes like pronunciation, or maybe there's an interior design, or a test prep. So get those certifications if they're available on the certification tab. You want to do the cons. Number 2 was communication. Sometimes your communication might feel like Jack. We don't know what he said. What? What'd you say? You might create a ticket and get a response that makes no sense. Or maybe it's a copy and paste. Or maybe you go in circles and you just want to call someone on the phone and talk to them. There can be some language barriers. I've been to Beijing and I saw all those responding to tickets and the training rooms. They're trained, they practice, they do their best, and keep that in mind. Your communication is great. Yeah. Number 3 is bookings. I heard this a lot. Having the expectation that it is a business. You're not going to have, a teacher said it really well. She said, we went through the application process and they act like they're in such a dire need for teachers, so I'm like trying to hurry through, I'm feeling rushed and I'm getting everything done, and then I get to open my schedule and crickets. And I was like, that's so true. You need to have that expectation that bookings take time. I always say about 2 months, maybe 3 months, given the time of year. February's lower. I see summer, my referral numbers kind of go down, so I always say that bookings go a little bit down because that's what my referral numbers go off of. Once a teacher's booked and teaches a class, then I see my referral go through. So I always base my bookings off of referral numbers, and it's pretty in sync with the season. I can always tell when it's going to boost in September and when it's going to kind of die down. Also over the American holidays like Thanksgiving or over Christmas, there will be a booking boost because a lot of teachers are taking off. So if you're new, open up your slots on those holidays. Turns out my video is taking too long. Okay guys, don't worry, Jack's just watching a show on my lap. You'll just see his head. Here's my stool. You have your intro video, you have your bio, you have your pictures, and that's all they see until you have a booking that comes in and then you get feedback to go. Number 4 is the cancellation policy, and I have not personally experienced this. I have not canceled a class. I'm kind of OCD about this. I was as a teacher, I never had a substitute. I don't know why. That was just my brain. That's how I thought. It was just much easier for me to be there every single day. Teacher no-show, then you lose that $10 you're paying. So say your base pay is not $10 with the bonuses and whatnot, then you're losing some money on that. So you could be losing more than how much you would be earning on that class. And that is super frustrating. I have to think of it as a business decision, knowing that VIPKid is probably losing millions of dollars on teacher no-shows for students that paid for that class and they take the hit. So then they had to find a solution for it. There had to be a big issue here for them to make us pay $10. That's hard enough. Like having a teacher no-show, to have to pay $10 would really just be that whoosh, ah, ow, like slap in the face. Come on. I understand that as a con, a big con there. Number 5, as some said, pay, and specifically maybe not being paid for workshops, not being paid for your training, not being paid to set up your classroom. When I started, they would stipend you $50 to set up your classroom. So things change. Of course, as a business model, they have to look at the whole. And number 6 was constant change. Things are constantly changing in the application process, so old videos will be out and it can be confusing. Even things will change and your ticket might come back with old information if they didn't get updated. So with constant change, it's really hard to keep everyone informed. I mean, 80,000 teachers plus, and they're just constantly growing. How do we keep everyone on the same page if we're constantly changing? I see that as an issue as well. One other thing that I thought of when I was thinking as a contracted position, the plus to that is you're kind of a business. I've never thought like business minded, and VIPKid has given me that opportunity to grow that skill set of doing YouTube videos, of creating a website, and doing things that can allow myself to have a business, to have this thrive as a business. The cons to that are you pay taxes for both sides. So you pay for the business side, and for as the employee or as the contractor, you pay your side as well. So taxes can be a big hit too, and that can be a learning curve as you go your first year. Those are all the pros and cons, and I just have to end with the biggest thing. I think that, like I said, motherhood is the most rewarding. It is my favorite job on this planet, and VIPKid allows me to be a mother. It allows me to be home with my kids, and nothing can beat that. Nothing can beat that. I'm gonna cry about it. I love to be home with them. Okay. I love when I go to the Journey conferences or I hear from teachers online that VIPKid has been such a blessing to them, and I can tell you right now that I will always let you know my honest opinion, and I've been 3.5 years with VIPKid, and it has been such a blessing, such a just an answer to our prayers that has really given us financial support. It's given me confidence, it's given me opportunities to learn new skills and to specifically help students and to help other teachers out. And number one, to be a mom myself and be home with my kids. Watching YouTube while we're making YouTube. Let's just be sad about that.
Bye-bye.
Good. Slow motion. Oh, and liking and subscribing to Nancy's channel here.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Tell him, Mama.
Mama.
Ice cream.
Easy.
Good job. Treat.
Treat. Bonk.
Bonk.
Oh, marker.
Oh, marker. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. He knows what he's saying. Sorry, I've got to talk to them real fast. How likely... Yeah, I'm going to talk to him real fast. I asked them how likely... You don't like when I don't talk to you? I asked them how likely they were to recommend others to VIPKid. Yeah. Yep. I'll just tell Jack the stats. 68%. Yeah,